بكل شيء عليم. صدق الله العظيم. These are the last two verses of Surah Al-Anfal. As we said last week, that these two are also connected with the previous two ayat, verses 72 and 73 of Al-Anfal. Last week, as we discussed, the ahkam, the rulings were revealed and later were abrogated, that only those who had performed hijrah and migrated from Mecca to Medina, this is before Fath Mecca, only they would inherit amongst one another. So in these two verses, or in the last verse rather, this hukum, this command was later abrogated. Verse 74 of Surah Al-Anfal, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَهَاجَرُوا وَجَاهَدُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, those who are the muhajirun of the Sahaba, the two groups of the Sahaba, one the muhajirun from Mecca, the second the Ansar of Medina Munawwara. This ayah is a praise and a stamp of the iman of these Sahaba radiallahu anhum. The Quran Kareem itself gives testimony to the iman and to the lofty status of both groups of Sahaba, the Muhajirun from Mecca and the Ansar of Medina. So if the Quran Kareem itself gives witness, who is anyone else to doubt the suhbah of these Sahaba anhum, the iman of these Sahaba? Anyone who says anything beyond that, besides that, is belying the Quran Kareem. So وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَهَاجَرُوا وَجَاهَدُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, speaking about the Muhajirun Sahaba. وَالَّذِينَ آوَوا وَنَصَرُوا, those who gave shelter and those that assisted, meaning the Ansar of Medina Munawwara. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ حَقًّا, those are the true believers. So one is that this is a stamp of their iman, and if anyone wants to see that who should be their role model, what is the bar, what's the standard of iman, then it's these individuals. The one is to say that such and such person, they are certified, or they have done something correctly. The other is to say that they are this gold standard, that everyone else should be like this. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ حَقًّا. And so Baqarah, as the Quran Kareem says, that آمِنُوا كَمَا آمَنَ النَّاسِ, that believe that لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةٌ وَرِزْقٌ كَرِيمٌ, that if there are any faults in them, if there's any wrongs, any mistakes, then maghfirah for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already promised maghfirah for them. The Quran is not saying that these are infallible beings. They were Sahaba, they were human beings, they weren't Anbiya, they may have made mistakes, but there was always followed up with tawbah. There was always followed up with hasanat and good after that. لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةٌ وَرِزْقٌ كَرِيمٌ, that there's forgiveness for them and a generous provision, a beautiful and most honorable provision for them in the akhirah as well. Now those were those Sahaba who migrated early. Then there were those Sahaba who only migrated after Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. So what is the status of those Sahaba? So the Quran Kareem, the last verse of Surah Al-Anfal, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِن بَعْدُ وَهَاجَرُوا, those who accept Iman later as well, and those that perform the hijrah later as well. So although they are not at the same level, even amongst the Sahaba anhum, those who were the ones that accepted Iman early on, and those that assisted and those that took part in Badr, etc., early on, versus those that came later, there is a difference amongst them. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِن بَعْدُ وَهَاجَرُوا وَجَاهَدُوا مَعَكُمْ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مِنْكُمْ, they are also from amongst you, meaning they will also be recognized, and they are also true Sahaba anhum, and their Iman is also acceptable. So up until here are the praises of those Sahaba anhum and a guarantee of their Iman. This last portion of the ayah is now abrogating the previous ayah's ruling, where only those who had migrated, they will inherit amongst one another. That if one of them passes away, then only those that performed hijrah will inherit. وَأُولُو الْأَرْحَامِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلَىٰ بِبَعْضٍ فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. That as a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now those that are relatives amongst themselves, they are more rightful. First, when the Sahaba migrated, Nabi as we said, created a brotherhood, mu'akha, amongst the Sahaba. So even without blood relationship, they used to inherit. Then this was abrogated with this ayah. وَأُولُو الْأَرْحَامِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلَى بِبَعْضٍ فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most knowing of everything. We may dua that Allah ta'ala gives us the understanding of the Quran.